Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Again, I'm very sorry I haven't done a video in a while. It has been a very, very hectic first half of 2026. To be honest, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. There's just been a lot going on. So my son wrote his Leaving Cert exams in June. So Leaving Cert is your last exams you do in school, whatever you call it in your country. Here in Ireland they call it the Leaving Cert. So he wrote those in June, and of course it was studying for the exams beforehand, and then the exams were very stressful for him. So obviously I needed to be present for him. But it all started off in January already, when our landlord gave us notice to move. Ireland has a very serious housing shortage at the moment. And there just aren't any houses. And what happens when there's a shortage of houses, obviously, is the landlords charge very high rents because they know people are desperate. So the rentals are very expensive, and I mean we couldn't afford those rents, to be honest. I mean, but even if we could, the houses are so few and far in between, it's still very difficult to actually find a place. So it's been very stressful right from January, knowing we've got 6 months to find a place. We are now in July, so it's our 6 month period ends the end of this month. And yesterday we actually found a house to move to. I can't tell you the stress of knowing that we could become homeless. We could be evicted out of this house with nowhere to go. And that really is a reality. So I'm so relieved that we found a place yesterday. We will be moving at the end of the month. We've got a lot to do and 3 weeks to do it in. Anyway, that's fun. But the other thing that I spoke about in my previous video is when you immigrate to another country, what do you do if something happens back home? If there's an emergency, or if somebody gets sick, or whatever it may be, can you get home? Can you afford to go home? Can you take time off work? Whatever. These are things that you need to think about. And it did happen. My mother got sick. She landed up in hospital. She was in hospital for over a month. She was in the intensive care unit for a week and a half. She did land up being discharged from hospital. She went back to the old age home where she lived. And then on Friday, today is Sunday, Friday she landed up back in ICU, and yesterday afternoon at lunchtime she passed away. And I couldn't go home. There's no way I could have gone home. I didn't have the money to go home. We were looking for a place to live desperately. My child was writing his exams. We were applying to universities. We were applying for a grant to help us pay for the universities. I mean, there was just so much going on here that I couldn't go home, you know. And I suppose you think, well, I definitely thought when she made it out of hospital and landed up back at the old age home, I thought, okay, all right, I've got some time. You know, get Connor off to university, find a place to live, you know, settle down, and then go home and see her. But obviously that didn't happen. But these are things that you really need to think about. Because am I going to feel bad and blame myself for the next 20 years of my life because I didn't go and see her? And that I wasn't there with her when she passed? Am I going to feel bad about it? Yeah, probably. Probably. I don't know. There's nothing I can do about it now. I hope that she understands. Anyway, these are just things that you need to think about. Moving country is hard. And there's so much that you need to think about. There's so much that you need to consider before you make the actual move. Because it's times like this that are really hard. Yeah. That's really all. I don't really have much else to say. Excuse the mess. I'm in my caravan again. I've got my fan on. It's hot in here. I've opened the windows, but there's no breeze outside, so it's like a sauna in here. But I'm about to do a painting and just try and keep my mind busy, I guess. This is the painting I did yesterday. Hold on, let me show you. So, pretty cool. It's already dry, and that's how hot it is in this caravan. Yeah, art helps me, you know, it calms me down, and it's a good way to keep my mind busy, which is something I need to do now. But anyway, leave me a comment if you've moved country and have had similar situations where you couldn't go back home and you really needed to, you know, or whatever, any stories you have to share about moving country, or if you are thinking about moving countries. Is this something that you have thought about? Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. If you know of somebody who is thinking of immigrating, please share this video with them. I don't want to put people off immigrating because I'm not sorry I immigrated. I just want people to know there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to consider before making the final decision to move. And that's it. That's all I wanted to share. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.